Welcome back to Secrets Behind the Stars, where the whispers of the industry meet the glare of the spotlight and every heartbeat becomes a headline. Today's story is the one you've been messaging us about all week, the one that has turned timelines upside down and comment sections into full-blown debates. The spark? A single statement from Yağmur Yüksel about her mega-popular co-star, Barış Baktaş. Just a few carefully chosen words that detonated across social media and sent fans of Turkish drama into a frenzy. If you're here for chemistry that lingers, nostalgia that aches, and a story that blurs the line between fiction and feeling, settle in, because we're diving deep. First, a little scene setting for those who might be joining us for the first time. Barış Baktaş and Yağmur Yüksel are a phenomenon, two rising stars whose screen partnership turned into a cultural moment. Their series etched itself into the hearts of viewers, not just because of the plot's twists, but because of the way these two created something that felt immediate, electric, and impossibly real. For many fans, their shared scenes were not merely scripted, they were remembered, replayed, and adored, a kind of magic captured in plain sight. That magic is exactly why today's development matters so much, and why one comment could shake the internet the way it did. So what happened? According to reports and a wave of shares, crops, and translations, Yağmur was asked during a recent sit-down about the co-stars who shaped her craft. When the conversation tilted toward Barış, her tone softened, at least that's how viewers describe it, and she delivered an answer that sent hearts into overdrive. The phrasing varies slightly depending on which clip you saw, but the gist remains consistent. Yağmur said that Barış is deeply committed to his work, that what they built together on set had a rare, tangible sincerity, and that the connection the audience felt wasn't an accident, it was the result of trust, respect, and a synergy you cannot fabricate. Now, let's be honest, on any other day, that kind of compliment might stir a few sweet comments and move on. But with these two, nothing is ordinary. The word that fans latched onto was special. Not casual, not convenient, not merely professional, but special. It's a word with weight. It hints at a space between who they are as professionals and who they became as scene partners, and that delicate in-between is where fandoms live. Within minutes, clips of their most unforgettable moments resurfaced. Edits glowed with warm filters. Music swelled beneath their stolen glances. Posts screamed that the chemistry had always been real. For many, Yağmur's acknowledgement was a confirmation of what they believed all along, that two people can meet on a set and unlock something that resonates far beyond the frame. But of course, as with any storm of attention, there are two waves crashing at once. On one side, the dreamers, fans who celebrate the idea that connection can outlast a rap party, who replay interviews like they're decoding constellations. They typed with trembly excitement, resurrecting lines from the show, remembering the way they held breaths in pivotal scenes, talking about how every look between Barış and Yağmur carried 30 unspoken sentences. On the other side, the realists gathered, nodding to the craft. They pointed to direction, rehearsal, and technique. They reminded everyone that seasoned actors can build worlds with nothing more than a glance and a beat. To these viewers, Yağmur's comment was a colleague's tribute. A graceful salute to a partner who met the moment, again and again, because both of them cared that much. What truly intensified the moment, though, was timing. The clip landed just as the nostalgia cycle swung back in their favor, anniversaries of iconic episodes, fresh buzz around their individual projects, and a general yearning for the kind of high-stakes romance that only they seemed to deliver with that particular intensity. And it was not just the words but the way they were shared. Some say the original statement came from a glossy interview. Others insist it began as a casual exchange captured at an event, a soft-spoken aside that felt more intimate than press-ready. There are even whispers that a comment on a throwback photo, liked, unliked, then liked again, fueled the fire. In a digital world where screenshots outlive the moment, interpretation becomes everything, and interpretation is where legends are built. Meanwhile, you cannot talk about Barış and Yağmur without acknowledging their individual journeys. He has carved a lane defined by intensity and quiet steel, the kind of presence that builds slow and then strikes. She radiates precision wrapped in warmth, bringing vulnerability and poise to roles that demand both. Together, their collaboration was the sweet spot, a fusion that turned rehearsals into choreography and takes into memory. Fans didn't just fall for a story. They fell for a partnership built on trust. That is the core of what Yağmur seemed to be saying, that what the audience felt was not a trick. It was the byproduct of two artists locking in. It's also crucial to pay attention to how both of them navigate the constant noise around their names. They keep their personal boundaries intact, choosing their words carefully, honoring their work while respecting the private lives that belong only to them. That's why the latest ripple feels so cinematic. It is just suggestive enough to fuel dreams, but measured enough to respect reality. In that balance lies their enduring appeal. They remain graciously above the din, even as the din grows louder, and that restraint paradoxically gives every rare comment more power. Let's talk reaction, because wow, did the internet deliver. Within hours, compilation videos resurfaced, each cut more precise than the last. Threads unfolded like miniature dissertations about the art of eye contact, breath tempo, and hand choreography. The "see, we told you" crowd doubled down, arguing that the charge between them was unmistakable and permanently engraved in television history. Others wrote moving notes about how their scenes carried them through difficult months, how the tenderness and turmoil they portrayed felt like recognition. These responses say as much about the audience as they do about the actors. People want to believe in connections that aren't easy, that are earned, that linger when the lights go dark. But let's not forget the counterpoint, and it's a wise one. Great work can look like fate. The best of the best makes shared silence feel like music. When Yağmur praises Barış's dedication, it reads like one professional acknowledging another who showed up day after day with the same ferocity she did. It's a testament to discipline and mutual respect. Fans who hold this view aren't denying the chemistry, they're honoring the craft behind it. And that respect, across fandoms, across interpretations, is what keeps this story vibrant rather than volatile. Here's what makes this entire moment so captivating: the line between memory and present tense. Their series didn't just entertain, it became a timestamp in people's lives. So when Yağmur speaks about the connection on set, it isn't only about the past. It taps into something living, a chord still vibrating. The industry runs on flash and noise, but every once in a while, a pairing comes along that sticks, something you feel in your chest before you understand it in your head. That is why this comment hit like a drum. That is why it turned into 1,000 threads. That is why, once again, two names, Barış Baktaş and Yağmur Yüksel, were enough to set everything spinning. As for what comes next, the speculation machine is already humming. Will they share the screen again? Will a new project recapture that elusive spell? Rumors say there are scripts in circulation that would be tailor-made for their rhythm, sharp dialogue, slow burn tension, scenes that allow breath to speak as loudly as words. Nothing is official, and yet, the hope is contagious. It moves from post to post, from comment to comment, a wave that refuses to break. Meanwhile, both continue their separate trajectories, announcements, shoots, readings. Each step a reminder that they are forces in their own right. The dream of a reunion floats above it all like a helium balloon you can't help but follow with your eyes. So here's where we land, dear viewers of Secrets Behind the Stars. A single statement from Yağmur Yüksel about Barış Baktaş has reignited a story that never really went cold. Whether you hear devotion to the craft or the echo of something rarer, whether you're a romantic or a realist, this moment belongs to you too. It belongs to everyone who believes that art can make two strangers feel familiar, that a shared look can rewrite the air, that a well-told story can keep us company long after the credits. Tell us what you felt when you heard her words. Did your heart race? Did you nod knowingly? Did you open a new tab and start rewatching scenes you swore you'd memorized years ago? Whatever your answer, you're part of the reason this conversation keeps breathing. Before we close, a small promise. As long as Barış and Yağmur continue to fascinate, we'll be right here, watching the horizon with you, ready to catch the next glimmer and bring it straight to your screen. If you're new to Secrets Behind the Stars, make sure you subscribe and tap that bell so you don't miss a beat. Share this with the friend who still quotes their most intense lines, and drop your theories below, polite, passionate, and fearless. Was Yağmur simply honoring a colleague she trusts with her most delicate beats? Or did she let slip a fragment of that old magic, just enough for us to feel it again? Either way, we heard it. Either way, we felt it. And either way, the legend of Barış Baktaş and Yağmur Yüksel just found a new chapter to wear like a crown. Until the next reveal, keep your eyes bright, your timelines refreshed, and your heart open to the stories that remind us why we press play. We'll be here, steady as ever, bringing you the truth, the tease, and everything in between. One breathtaking moment at a time.